Good evening. Good evening. It's Marie here. So I'm just hopping on with a quick message because I'm in the middle of some magical energies and I didn't want to break it by hopping onto a live stream where I don't know, facing the camera and talking. So I'm up for chatting, but I'm just in a very reflective mood as well. So I was just kind of gonna create this quick message for you, and I pulled this card and I really wanted to just talk around the energy of this. Visualize, envisioning, visualization, however you want to say it, and that it is so much more than just a sweet little practice. So to the untrained soul, you may or may not have the belief that visualizing things is just a bit of a waste of time. I think a lot of people who tune into my messages, you're probably going to be of the other opinion, but I want to just reinforce this because this is the center of everything. So everything that we do and everything that even exists in our world starts with a thought. And again, this might be, you already know this, but let's just do a reminder. I even need to remind myself at times, but everything begins with a thought. If you just look around you even now, wherever you are, the chair you're sitting on, the device you're holding, whatever you're looking at, whatever you can see, it had to start somewhere in somebody's mind. Somewhere on this planet, someone had to think it. And as a result of the thought, the idea came through. And then, of course, the action steps, the concrete physical things had to flow from that. And sometimes a lot of people forget that it's not just visualizing, it's also taking the aligned actions, taking the steps, but it starts with this. And as humans, we forget, and I'm always being reminded by my guides, we forget how powerful the energy is, the visualization, and the kind of the seed that we plant, and also the muscle that we grow every time we rehearse it in our minds. Every time we repeat, we see that idea, that vision, we strengthen it. So it's okay, you don't need to hold it 24/7, because sometimes there are going to be days where you can't hold it, or maybe you go into doubt or fear or disbelief or whatever. But it's important to just keep coming back to this practice of just even taking the word visualization out of it. Just imagine, daydream, use your mind and your imagination to just think about the things you want in your life, the things you want to see more of in the world. And if we keep repeating and we keep coming back, we're strengthening that energy. And as a collective, we are creating it. We are co-creating what we want in the world. So it's such an important piece. It's obvious to many of you, but I just want to remind you of this and just breathe that beautiful card in. I love the energies. I love the colors. Just visualizing. And for those of you who may think, I don't know how to visualize, I can't visualize, you're just probably putting too much pressure on yourself, because every single one of us has the capability. But what we find is that maybe we can't hold the same vision for long periods of time. So even if it's 5-10 seconds of thinking about something, and I guarantee you that you definitely can visualize, because we all do it slightly different. It doesn't mean you get a very clear mental image. You might be someone who gets more of a sense. You might get more of a felt sense in your body. So if I said to you, just remember, bring to mind the last time you brushed your teeth, you can just sort of form a mental picture of what that looked like, right? Even if it's not minute detail, but you get a sense of it. So every single human is capable of visualizing, but really what we end up doing most of the time is thinking about things that we really don't want, or thinking about things that worry us. So a practice that I do, and I really like doing this when I go to bed, is I just allow myself to bring up a memory or bring up something either from the day or from somewhere in the past, and I just remind myself of a good memory. And actually this gets your muscle working. So I invite you, even tonight, if you go to bed, or if you go to bed, when you go to bed eventually, to just bring to mind something nice, something good. Could be from 20 years ago, could be from 2 hours ago, and get into the habit of deliberately focusing your mind. This isn't about being positive. I'm talking about deliberately choosing something that when you think about it feels good. And that way you start trusting your ability to visualize. So it is so important that we do it. And it's so powerful. And the more we do it, the more we are really in charge of our focus and our energies. And the way I see it now is it's like a dedication that I work with my mind and my focus and really allow myself, even if it's 5 minutes in the bath, to think of the things I'm creating, to allow myself to imagine what it would look like, what it would feel like, how it would benefit me, how it would benefit the world, my loved ones, all of these things. And then you start to create this really strong imprint in your mind. And that's how we create change. And of course, we take the aligned action, but it's got to start from an imagination. It's got to start from a thought. So I'll leave you with that. Visualize, visualize, visualize. Really allow yourself that energy. And I'm going to pop off now, get back to my reflections, and yeah, I shall see you here tomorrow. Okay, I send you lots of love.